The prayer has already been said and the chair taken. However, the quorum that is needed at the commencement of a sitting, that is 15 senators present in the chamber, is not yet there. It's not present. So the Speaker has directed that the quorum bell be rung for 10 minutes. Of course, this is to give room to members of the Senate to be able to make their way into the chambers and also join their colleagues who are already in the chamber, and most importantly, enable the House raise that much needed quorum to be able to start the business or commence the sitting. The Honorable Senator for Kakamega, Honorable Bonnie Halwale, has walked in. And of course, once that quorum is attained, then the business that is lined up for consideration this morning will, without any further delay, commence. Looking at some of the symptoms of the maize lethal necrosis, crop disease that, as the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture appears before the Senate this morning, will be highlighting or enlightening the senators regarding its prevalence, is that this is a disease that is characterized by yellowing of leaves, also stunted growth, dying of leaves from the top, poor or no cob formation. This is a maize lethal necrosis disease. It's a crop disease that is affecting maize. The Senator would like to understand its prevalence in the country. Some of the control measures, including planting certified MLN-resistant maize varieties, which is also one of the concerns that the Senator would like to understand from the Ministry of Agriculture, whether there are any long-term strategies that the Ministry has put in place to strengthen crop resilience to pests and diseases, and also if there are any measures that have been put in place also to mitigate the compounding effects of climate variability. The other control measure regarding this disease is crop rotation with non-host crops, also controlling insect vectors like thrips and aphids, and also removing and destroying infected plants, and also using clean and certified seeds. So this is a matter that many farmers and also different agricultural zones in the country would want to be able to understand and take measures that would prevent their crops from getting such kind of a disease, or even preventing them from dying from these crop diseases. The Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. The bell has stopped. Let's listen in.
Yeah, link for another 10 minutes.
So the first round of the 10-minute quorum bell has lapsed, and we heard from the Speaker directing that a further 10-minute quorum bell be rung. This is as provided for in the House Standing Order number 40. Standing Order number 39 indicates that the quorum of the Senate shall be 15 senators. That is, at the commencement of the sitting shall be 15 senators. Standing Order number 40 indicates that if there is no quorum present when the chair is taken, at the time appointed for a sitting of the Senate, the Speaker shall, immediately after the prayer, order the bell to be rung for 10 minutes. That was the first round that has lapsed. The Speaker has directed yet another quorum bell that is currently underway. Paragraph 2 of Standing Order number 40 indicates that if no quorum is present at the expiration of the 10 minutes, the Speaker may direct that the bell be rung for a further 10 minutes. And if there is still no quorum present, the Speaker shall adjourn the Senate forthwith to the next sitting. So that is as provided for in the House Standing Order. The second quorum bell is on. More senators have walked in. We have seen the Senator for Nyeri, Honorable Wamatinga. We've also seen the Senator for Kitui, Honorable Enoch Wambua. So we believe that that quorum will be attained, and the members will be able to transact the business that has been set aside for transaction this morning. As I had indicated earlier, is that being a Wednesday morning, the senators normally host cabinet secretaries at the plenary for the cabinet secretaries to be able to expound and also give explanations to concerns or questions that are normally forwarded to the ministries before the set date of their appearance. And this morning, the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development, Mutahi Kagwe, as well as the Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, Salomon Mvurya, are scheduled to be or to appear before the Senate this morning. Once the quorum is attained, then the Speaker shall order or direct that the Cabinet Secretary be ushered in to be able to address the senators on the concerns that were forwarded to the ministry. The Cabinet Secretary for Youth, Creative Economy and Sports will be responding to concerns also forwarded to the ministry. These concerns are coming from the Senator for Kisumu County, Honorable Professor Tom Ojenda, and the Cabinet Secretary will be responding to concerns such as or on matters of national government support, the status of national government support for sports development in Kisumu, including funding for tournaments, clubs, and other community-based sporting programs. Also state the criteria that is used to identify and support sports clubs and tournaments at the county level, and also indicate how many clubs and sporting initiatives in Kisumu County that have benefited from the financial year 2023-2024 to date, that is to the current financial year. The Senator will also seek to understand from the Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports on any mechanisms that the ministry will be implementing to ensure transparency, equity and sustainability in the allocation of sports development funds, particularly to grassroots and youth-driven clubs. The Cabinet Secretary for Sports will also address concerns around if there are any details or if the ministry is able to provide details on the joint initiatives between the national government and the Kisumu County government to develop sports infrastructure, enhance talent development pathways, and build competitive leagues to enable local athletes and clubs compete at national and international levels. The House is about to commence its sitting. There is a quorum hitch, however, more senators have walked in, and so we believe that the quorum will be attained. At least 15 senators as provided for in the House Standing Order number 39, and for the House to be able to transact the business that this morning the members set aside to be able to transact. The two cabinet secretaries who are appearing will be responding to one question each. However, we understand that there are normally supplementary questions that come up, of course, originating from the primary question. However, once the cabinet secretaries conclude or finish their presentation and respond to any other questions that will be coming up, other business that the senators will be transacting is consideration of motions. The motion regarding mainstreaming of a framework for clean cooking in Kenya by nominated Senator Honorable Hamida Kibwana is coming up for consideration this morning. This is a motion that seeks to have the House resolve that the Council of Governors develop county-level policy frameworks and budgets that mainstream clean cooking into devolved energy and health functions. Also, that the National Treasury and Ministry of Energy prioritize clean cooking in financing frameworks, including results-based financing and blended finance models to de-risk private investment, and also county governments to incorporate clean cooking targets in their county integrated development plans, and ensure public institutions such as schools, health facilities, and prisons adopt clean cooking solutions. The House is about to commence. This is the quorum bell that is underway, the second round of the quorum bell that is underway, for members to be able to join their colleagues who are already inside the chamber to be able to. All right, the bell has stopped. Let's listen to the speaker.
Honorable Senators, I want to make some communication. Honorable Senators, we are adjourning this session for lack of quorum. Honorable Senators, there being no quorum, stand up. Honorable Senators, there being no quorum and having rang the bell pursuant to the provisions of standing under 42, 40 subsection 2, the Senate stands adjourned until later today, Wednesday, 4th March 2026 at 2:30 p.m.